2, 3, 4.
Gearing up for the popcorn moment, brought to you by Booher Remodeling, Booher, BooherRemodeling.com. Guys, your kitchen looks terrible. Matt Bear was in there the other day making himself a snack, trying to find some good protein. He's like, this kitchen is awful. Nothing lays out the way it's supposed to. Why are the knives over there? Why is the stove over there? This whole thing needs not just a refresh. We need to gut it, burn it to the ground, and start anew. Matt Bear is you. You know that your kitchen doesn't work for you. You know that your kitchen isn't working for your family. You know it's time for a change, and now is the time. You're going to go through one more holiday season with a kitchen that doesn't work right for your growing family? No. Booher can help. Booher. BooherRemodeling.com. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, from that initial consultation, means you are going to know exactly what's happening, and what's happening is exactly what you want. Every step of the way, with the best materials, with the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana, custom Amish cabinets made right here in Indiana. Everything, the highest quality brand names you know and trust, with the best people making it happen the way you want it to happen. To get the kitchen you deserve. Don't just worry about the value of your home when you go to sell it. Worry about the value of your life right now. Get Booher to help increase that value, so you've got a kitchen that works for you and your family. Booher. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Booher Remodeling. 852-5546 or online at Booher. Booher. BooherRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's the story you need to hear to believe. Then grab your popcorn, because there is more. And, of course, everything from the popcorn moment is listed over at WIBC.com. Never miss one. Before we get to it, LeBron James wrote an op-ed in China. LeBron James, do I have this right? He wrote a column about China for a news outlet in China. He authored an essay in the People's Daily. This isn't true. The enthusiasm and kindness of Chinese friends deeply touched me, and all I can do is give my all in every game to express my gratitude. I hope I can contribute to the development of Chinese basketball. If you ever wanted to meet a useful idiot, you can't say that about LeBron. Said it, meant it. Don't care about his court vision. Don't care how much money the flopper has. Dear Lord. Daryl Morey was always right. That was the GM of the Houston Rockets who said he stands with Hong Kong, and the NBA came crashing on his head, and LeBron James said he needs to get educated. Daryl Morey needs to get educated. No, Daryl Morey is fine. It's you, LeBron, who have no soul. Supporting the communist Chinese with this propaganda? Anything to make a buck, boo-boo. Dear God. People will look at me and say, my gosh, he'll say anything for $1. Supporting China? Not saying that. Oh, I get called a grifter on the daily. But LeBron is somehow above it all? He just showed you. By the way, my words hurt him so much, he just fell to the ground and asked for the ref to throw me out of the arena. But no, I bring you this as the popcorn moment. This was that show on CNN, Abby Phillips' show, which is this embarrassment of riches in exposing the unseriousness, I view, of today's leftist politics. Now, it is possible, if not probable, that there are a fair amount of Democrats out there who don't engage this way, but are left to suffer because this is how the leadership engages. This was a conversation about the murder of Irina Zarutska and how, like I said yesterday, and I have said before, we need to reopen the asylums. We need to reopen the asylums. There are some people who just can't be a part of society. That's it. We have a problem, And the problem is not answered by, well, you just might get killed on a train. And then the people who say that also tell you you can't have a firearm to protect yourself. It is a very odd argument that they are making, and they should be dismissed out of hand. Do not give these people power at all. At all. The people on that train are lucky this guy didn't try and stab somebody else. So you have Caroline Downey on the show from National Review, who's making the argument for asylums, and the pushback is just incredible.
A lot of liberals have been accused of appeasing crime by saying, actually, maybe cops shouldn't be answering those calls.
But
maybe there should be people who actually have expertise in mental health who should be answering those calls.
Or we bring back institutionalization, which there's been a taboo and a stigma on for a long time.
Who's going to take the call, Caroline?
I'm not sure who's going to take the call, but I do know that they should go to institutions.
I think that's my point, is that where they go after the call is made is a whole other story.
Funds for all of these things.
Let's talk about this executive order with institutionalization, where it essentially says anyone that's homeless or deemed mentally ill by the state can be institutionalized. First off, Trump is cutting almost every single service that would go to actually getting people mental health services or medical care. Second, that means that anyone could be deemed unhoused or mentally ill and thrown wherever Trump or an administration thinks.
First things first, political left. We have a problem. Can you at least admit that? Secondly, what that woman there at the end, who's a congressional candidate, Democrat in Illinois, anybody can be deemed this or the other. That's how the left abuses red flag laws. So you're making an argument against that, by the way, which is something else. But most importantly, if you want to argue that services are being cut, what if we came up with a plan to provide services for it? So let's not get into the argument of, well, Trump cut this, Trump cut that. What can we do? You're throwing up roadblock after roadblock. Who's going to answer the call? You think we should have a social worker answering the call of somebody stabbing people? Find me the social worker who's going to answer the call. Find me the unarmed social worker who's going to answer the call. They might exist. Okay, send them. And when they get stabbed to death, where's the next one? At what moment will you send in the person with the firearm to stop the threat? Well, maybe we got to take a step back. Do you at least admit that it's a threat? Do you admit that this guy, after all the crimes he committed and all the times he had spent in front of a judge over a dozen times, will you at least admit that he was a threat to society and never should have been out on the streets on that light rail to murder Irina Zarutsky? Will you admit to that? Or no, you won't admit to that. Well, then, we have to dismiss you. If you're willing to admit to it, then we could say, okay, what do we do about this thing? We have to reopen the asylums. Who's going to take the call? What call? Police are going to take the call to subdue whoever it is that's causing the issue, and then if adjudicated mentally unfit, to an institution they go. If you're willing to do it so willingly for people who want to own a firearm, can we do it for people who are murdering those? I can't believe I have to joke about this. Murdering those on a light rail, on a train, on a sidewalk. Do you know what the problem is with being rational? It's sometimes hard to understand how irrational other people are. I get it, guys. CNN with nothing but roadblocks to, well, you can't do that. Well, you can't do that. Well, you can't do that. Yes, you can. You just have the will to do it. Adjudicated mentally unfit. In front of a judge. If we don't start protecting our streets and admitting our issues, we're never going to protect our streets, and our issues are only going to grow. Matt Baer has